Hello, I'm Winterwisp. Welcome to my first video on my new channel where I will be mostly covering Creatures of Sonaria and other content. In this video, I'll be covering the very basic elements and gameplay of Creatures of Sonaria. Creatures of Sonaria is a survival roleplay game on Roblox with a really cool map and some really cool creatures. I'm playing as a creature called a Pero. I chose to play as a Pero partially because it's an omnivore, which means that it's able to eat both meat and berry bushes, but also because it can fly, and I really enjoy the flying creatures in this game. To survive, you need to meet all your needs, such as eating food and drinking water. There are various types of other creatures in this game that have other diets, such as herbivores, carnivores, photovores, and photocarnivores. Herbivores and omnivores eat berry bushes located throughout Sonaria. They can find berry bushes easily, so being a plant-eating creature isn't too hard. Carnivores and omnivores eat meat, which is harder to find than berry bushes, so the gameplay is more difficult if you are restricted to only eating meat. As a carnivore, you have the option to hunt and kill other players, or to seek out bots throughout the game that you can kill for food. There are certain areas where bots spawn more often, so creatures that only eat meat tend to be stuck in certain spots. Typically, omnivores eat more plants than meat because of this. Photovores are plant-like creatures that only need water to survive because they get their food nutrition from sunlight. Photocarnivores, on the other hand, are plant-like creatures that are a lot like carnivores, only they don't need any water and survive purely off meat. As a Pero, I have access to many parts of the map because I can walk on land and fly. Wingless land creatures are considered grounded creatures, only being able to travel by foot. Creatures with wings, like the Pero, are called flyers, and they can have access to high points of the map. You can't really reach high points of the map if you're not a flyer, which is part of the reason why I prefer flyers so much. I'm heading to a high point of the map right now, which is one of my favorite AFK spots as a Pero. Aquatic animals live purely underwater and experience a completely different part of the map than we do. Semi-aquatic creatures can thrive both on land and in water. There are a few creatures that are all-terrain, being semi-aquatic and a flyer. I think those creatures are some of the best ones too. Some creatures have special abilities, the Pero being one of them. Peros have an ability called invisibility, which stays in effect until you move. This is only one of the many abilities creatures can have in this game. One of my favorite abilities is the elemental breath, such as fire breath or ice breath. Not all creatures have abilities. This is the desert, the spot most players hang out around. When you're new to the game, you typically get lost a lot before you memorize the map. The desert is very different from everything else on the map, so when you're new and having trouble remembering where you want to go, you can use the desert as a landmark since it stands out a lot. There is an oasis pond to gather at where you can chat with others. There's tons of levels and different caves to hide in the oasis, so there's truly space for everyone. The oasis is the most popular spot for carnivores and photocarnivores because it is one of the most bot-filled places in the game. On land, just outside the caves, bots spawn facing towards the oasis, standing in place. And inside the pond, there are fish that you can kill for food as well. For people who like carnivores but don't like killing other players, like myself, the desert is a really good place to go. But don't keep your guard down too much here. Creatures such as Jots, Grams, Kens, and Giblies sometimes kill for fun. And even when the desert is peaceful, you still have to keep your guard up. At the very left of your screen, you gain uncomfortability the longer you are around many creatures, especially the large ones. You can form a pack with others to keep uncomfortability down, but not all types of animals are compatible to be in the same pack. To get rid of uncomfortability, you need to go away from the other creatures. Be careful when uncomfortability gets too high. You can lose health and die. There are two different types of natural disasters in the game, the tornado and the volcano eruption. Tornadoes are annoying because they happen frequently and they make it harder to AFK for shooms, the currency in the game. When a tornado happens, it's best to stay in a sheltered spot. You can tell I'm sheltered by looking at the green house icon on the bottom left of my screen. When that icon isn't there, it means you aren't sheltered at all. And when it is there, but orange, it means you are partially sheltered, but not too much. Staying in a sheltered area is important, because a lot like being around many creatures, tornadoes make uncomfortability rise. Sheltered areas cannot protect you from the tornado due to a glitch, but it can help you get rid of your uncomfortability. The volcano is on the far left of the map, right near the swamp. Every summer, the lava levels in the volcano rise. On the 8th summer, the volcano erupts. Unlike tornadoes, you can be completely safe in sheltered areas from the volcano, but unlike tornadoes, being in a sheltered area is mandatory if you want to survive. Stepping outside that sheltered area will make meteors automatically fall in your direction. You do not have to worry about how close you are to the volcano when the eruption happens, because no matter where you are on the map, it will be safe. You can tell when the eruption is over, and it is safe to leave your shelter when the music is over and the colors go back from red tinted to normal. I like to keep track of how close the volcano is to erupting in each summer, so I know when to stock up on food and water right before it happens so I don't go hungry or thirsty. That's it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and please comment, like, and subscribe. Also, keep your eyes peeled for the Easter event starting tonight. I'm really hyped because this is going to be my first ever event in the game. Stay tuned for videos about the Easter event and how to unlock the gacha. And with that, goodbye!